For the next few minutes, we'll give you advice on how to use the internet securely without the risk of prying eyes getting into your personal information. Keep watching. This is Web Safety Tips.
Hi, I'm Tim Hampton, Content Coordinator for CBS 22, and I want to help you work and play more safely on the Internet. The things I will show you will help you work more securely on the Internet. The first thing I want to talk about is email. Most of us use some form of email, whether we access it through a web browser or a computer program like the one on the screen, Microsoft Outlook. Regardless of what method we use to read our email, the tips for reading it safely are the same. Email tip number 1. When an email has an attachment, never open the attachment unless you're expecting something from the person sending it. Hackers often send viruses or unwanted programs like spyware through attachments, and opening it will allow these programs to run free on your computer and steal personal information. Email tip number 2. Sometimes you'll receive emails with clickable links in them, like this one. Never just click links in emails, even if they look legitimate. Always copy and paste the link into your internet window and then go to the site that way. The easiest way to do that is by selecting the text, then right-clicking. Click Copy. Next, open up your internet window. In this window, right-click here. Left-click Paste, and then the address from your email will be there. Hackers will often spoof a legitimate source such as a bank or online service like PayPal, or like we see here, Chase Bank, in the hope that you'll click the link and give them a means to access your personal information on the computer. Using these tips, you can make email a lot safer. Now let's talk about online shopping. Online shopping is a popular activity and it needs to be done safely. Hackers are constantly trying to exploit your personal financial information. Here's the best tip I know how to keep it safe. When using sites where you'll be entering financial information such as your credit card number, make sure that the site's name begins with the letters HTTPS. The S is important. It stands for secure. Also, make sure there's a padlock somewhere in the internet window. Using Internet Explorer 7, the padlock is here, but on your computer it could be somewhere else on the screen. Just take a few seconds to find it the next time you're doing this. Legitimate companies use these measures to ensure that your information is being transmitted securely from your computer to the company and back again. This is the best way to make sure your personal information isn't at risk when you're shopping online. Next, let's talk about search engines. Search engines are some of the best and fastest ways to find information on the web. Here's my personal favorite, Google. Hackers know everyone uses search engines and can create sites that look very similar to a site you're really looking for, even down to the name. Some search engines, like Google, will alert you before entering a potentially unsafe site that this is the case and provide you with an opportunity to turn around. Search engine tip number 2. Don't go to sites that you aren't familiar with or that don't seem to relate to what you're looking for. One sign of a suspicious site is misspellings of simple words and poor grammar in the search result listings. In today's world, it is very rare to find legitimate sites that will let simple mistakes such as these slip by unnoticed, and often indicate someone who is unfamiliar with the language and incidentally posing as someone they're not. This will help you to make sure you don't go to any websites that will infect your computer. From time to time, you may notice Windows updates try to install on your computer. These need to be installed on a regular basis to ensure your computer is running smoothly. Set your Windows updates to install automatically. Instructions on how to do this depends on what version of Windows you're running. On Google, search for Windows Updates, Protect Computer, and click the first result. You want these updates to automatically install because Windows is at greater risk for infection when these updates aren't installed as soon as possible. This may seem complicated at first, but it's very important for your computer to run smoothly. Another important program to keep updated is your antivirus program. Everyone should have some form of antivirus protection on their computer. There are free versions as well as retail versions. The main difference between the two is that the retail versions usually have tech support that you can contact in the event of any problem you may have, and will often cover a wider range of potentially harmful sources like viruses, trojans, and spyware. Free protection programs are usually enough, but without tech support it may be difficult to resolve any problems you might have. Regardless of what program you're using, make sure it contains an antivirus program, an anti-spyware program, and a personal firewall. Now that should explain all you need to know about antivirus programs. These tips will help you work and play more safely on the Internet and provide you with a more enjoyable experience. Check WHLT.com for more tech tips in the future. I'm Tim Hampton, Content Coordinator for CBS 22, and this has been Web Safety Tips.